Artie Bucco became another victim of Benny Fazio's criminal enterprises. Welcome back to The Sopranos. It's Luxury Lounge, Season 6, Episode 7. Chris meets Ben Kingsley, Phil wants Vito, and Tony kind of greets about Benny and Artie. But you know what? They whip out an episode that's focused on Artie, the real Don, every season. I think it's some of the best we get. Because I think Artie is a seriously underrated character, and you know what? It's refreshing to see someone who isn't afraid of Tony.
Yeah, someone that speaks back to Tony, someone that will tell Tony exactly how he feels and doesn't cower down to him. Yeah, there's maybe some people in Tony's crew that are maybe more willing to push the envelope a little bit more, but nobody more than Artie Bucco.
Artie Bucco is the main man. We kick off the episode. We've basically got a meeting at his restaurant. They're all kind of making fun of his food. Like, where'd they get this bread? The bread museum, which... It's just a shitey Silvio joke, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of funny, but his delivery's just fucking wank. I don't know. I think if Phil Leotardo or something made this joke, it would have been good. But he makes a toast. He says, it's an honour to be joined by men, not dick-sucking, cornholing bastards that married my cousin. He should fucking die. Tony gets a cheap pop out of this. They leave. Carlo's like, well, I don't know about Fito. Chris is like, well, if the search for Fito's off, can I go to LA, Tom? Tony's reluctant, but then he's like, right, you can go. So Chris goes to LA with little Carmine. I mean, let's just wrap this part of the episode up. I mean, pretty much they meet, like, Ben Kingsley, right? You didn't actually know who Ben Kingsley was.
I think he's in Star Wars or something, or Star Trek.
Nah, I think that's Patrick Stewart.
They do look a bit similar.
They do look a bit similar. Point is, this is a pretty decent actor, and we've always said this. I like the fact The Sopranos does use, like, real elements of the world. Like, this is a real actor, and you meet other real actors there. But it's kind of filler. It's kind of Chris getting used to, like, the movie world with little Carmine. They try and get him into the movie, but then he eventually turns it down. Chris is back on the drugs. He's back on the drink. He's off the rails. He gets his sponsor over, which just seems like a waste of money. And then when they actually eventually end up flying back after he's rejected the role, they're on the same flight as him. And Chris is like looking back at him on the plane, which I thought was funny. But if you've got anything else to add, you can add it right here, right now, because that's pretty much it for the evidence.
Yeah, Chris was just kissing the guy's ass, wanted him to be part of the movie, he wouldn't do it.
So all this stuff is free, Ben?
Yeah, then he's seen Sir Ben get all this free shit, and Chris wanted free shit, but then he realised he's a nobody and he doesn't get free shit, so he decided to just turn up and steal it all.
But see,
and
like
rob people. That's the Chris way.
We can look at this multiple ways, right? Chris is a nobody in the movie world, but
there's somebody in the Soprano world.
No, but that's it. Like, he can greet right about, oh, he gets all this free stuff and he gets that and he gets this.
Chris has got a lot of privileges.
Yeah, but that's it. Chris does have a lot of privileges, and you've got to bear that in mind. It's like Chris is effectively starting for zero in the movie business. If Ben Kingsley, right, wanted to join the mob,
he'd be starting for zero.
Yeah, so
he'd be carrying Chris's bags.
Chris can feel like he's been jobbed out here, but he's really not been. I mean, Chris gets free stuff. How many times, like, look at Tony, right? He's top of the food chain, and he just gets fucking envelopes for doing nothing.
Right,
like, for massive percentage points.
All Tony needs to do is breathe heavily, mad, and he gets free shit.
His breathing has taken up a whole new level, damn it. But we then see Phil. He goes to another restaurant, so does Tony. So there's kind of a bit of betrayal here, beginning to go to Artie. Artie then confronts Tony in the strip club. He's like, so here you at that other restaurant. Tony's like, yeah. And then Artie's like, you fucked me. And he walks out, and Tony's like, don't take it bad. He's like, I haven't taken it bad. But he has taken it bad. Artie's fucking fuming, and rightfully so. I can't blame him. The two Italian guys come over. Hey, we should look at the Twin Towers, but the Twin Towers aren't there. And then they kill Rusty. A lot of hype went into this, just for it to end in about 3 seconds.
I think, no, Rusty must be a big character, big deal, and it just turned out not to really be that way.
No, he's really not at the end of the day. I mean, his bodyguard gets shot through the skull than he does, and his car, like, slowly maneuvers out. Then those two guys get on the plane, and they're like, oh, this stuff would be dear as fuck in Italy, now it's cheap in America. And I think it's just like, everything in America, it's just Americanized at the end of the day, and
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a little bit unsure of who Rusty actually is and what decisions he made to get capped.
Yeah, they didn't. Basically, he was just disagreeing. He was too weak to become the leader himself, and now he's like a guy we've got to wipe out. He was in it a bit last season with Tony B and the other guy. think he did a bit of time with those guys. Can't really. But see, The Sopranos doesn't really do a good job. It's like this guy's just literally commit into season 5.
But I don't get it. Like, why? See, The Sopranos, it certainly doesn't feel like a brotherhood. There is no loyalty.
No.
They'll pretend to love each other, but it just seems to be if they think it's more beneficial or more profitable, or they think they can get decisions made easier by wiping someone out, they'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
It's not like in Sons of Anarchy where doing that would be considered
Treason.
unimaginable.
Yeah, unimaginable treason.
Punished by death, Mr. Mayhem.
Yeah, and we've seen it loads of times in the past where, like, for example...
Yo, like,
Tony killed Ralph for fuck all. Really? We don't even know if he killed the horse. Like, I think he did, but is that really worthy of him being killed?
For example, like when Phil comes to Tony and says, I want Rusty dead, why is Tony not going to Rusty and going, this guy came to me, he said he wants you dead, and then that's it. Phil's out.
Yeah.
You'd think that's how they would handle it.
But we've seen previously with Old Carmine.
And everybody
Johnny
knows.
Sack wanted him dead at one point.
And then you got Chris going, you should ask him not today. And it's like everybody knows, but why is nobody stepping up and being like, this is wrong?
Yeah, all it takes is these two guys for Italy, and that guy who Chris gave the information to, the junkie, it goes haywire, and then...
If they make a mistake or back out, they can't do it.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a mess. It's very, here, this thing of ours, we can't do the killing, but Jersey can. It's a load of shite.
Yeah, but would you not always be thinking in the back of your mind? Like, if people are asking you and talking behind someone's back about killing them, could they not be doing the same thing for you?
Not true, exactly.
Could Tony not
not fighting the back of his head?
Hold on, if Phil's willing to actually wipe out Rusty, what's stopping Phil from wiping out me if I disagree with something that Johnny Sacks
exactly
wants?
Especially because Jersey aren't considered as good as the New York ones. The five families.
No, but like, why is that not in the back of the mind?
Yeah, I know. But Rusty's gone. Phil thanks Tony on this. Tony's like, you had to come all the way to Jersey to say this. He did. We also got a scene with...
But does he feel fucking bad? Is Tony not like, I actually kind of like Rusty and he's not done anything wrong, why would I...
Well, he kind of denied it, and then Phil said, most people would be offended by you doing that, but my heart's an open book. He said something along the lines of that. Artie then tells Tony, you know what, maybe if you settled your outstanding tab, I wouldn't be in this fucking mess. Tony's then, he kind of takes it bad, hits back, well, why don't you do for a 2-for-1ers? And Artie's like, you think I'm going to do 2-for-1ers, fucking spaghetti and meatballs? Not a chance! We then get introduced to the Albanian woman that's working there. What is it with Artie, right, and trying to get what every waitress he's ever fucking had? It never ends well for him. The guy should fucking put the fries in the bag.
I think he should just be happy he got his wife back.
No, he should be. But Benny, he's into the Albanian waitress, and it turns out those two are also into a criminal scheme, and it's for robbing people out of credit cards and shit like that. And when Artie finds this out, he can't use MasterCard anymore, which is like, I think he said it was like 30% of his business, so that's down the fucking tubes. He confronts his workers about it, and it's funny scene. He just fucking goes ballistic. He's like, I've been nothing but good to you people, and you pay me back with non-stop ass rape, and fucks the table over and then storms to the back. Thought it was pretty good.
No, it was a great scene. I think Artie's one of the best characters in the show.
Yeah, and then this pretty much prompts the whole beef between him and Benny. He goes to Benny's house after finding out. The Albanian waitress was sympathetic, and then she was like, I don't give a fuck about you, Artie.
You only want to fuck me.
Me and Benny laugh at you. And then he's like, well, you know what, I'm stopping all your fucking green card shit, but back of the queue sort of stuff, which I thought was funny. He confronts Benny, and Benny's probably the only guy in the crew that Artie could beat up, but you know what, he beat him up, so he's 1-0.
Big Artie, legend.
Fucking battered the fuck out of Benny. Benny, we can say rightfully.
And Benny got the first few digs in as well.
Yeah, Tony confronts him on the boat, and Artie's like, so yeah, am I supposed to believe this wasn't sanctioned by you? And it was Benny Fazio Criminal Enterprise? Thought it was a good line. And obviously this is Chris's crew, because Chris is now captain. So this is Benny's, part of Chris's crew. And that's why Chris should never have fucking left. Tony's very pissed at this. Artie and Benny make up, reluctant. Benny was very reluctant, but Tony said, you don't shit, especially where I eat. And that's a lot of shit, because Tony eats a lot.
You don't shit right.
Artie then makes a couple of jokes about a martina for Albania. Oh, it's for Albania. And then Benny loses it. He storms into the restaurant and puts Artie's hand in the slow cooker and burns his hand. It peeled off like a glove, some people said. But that's them put their beef to one side. Tony confronts Artie one last time and says, you know what? Stay in the fucking kitchen. No one wants to hear you speak. I disagree. I love hearing the guy speak.
And I am also surprised that Benny didn't get repercussions here.
True. I guess it was just... You're right, like if Artie had to lose his right hand or something rather than just like, a layer of skin, maybe that would have been the difference maker, but yeah. Fun nonetheless. I mean, that's pretty much the end of the episode. It was very Artie orientated. It was a nice wee break for the chasing after fetal stuff, but we'll probably get back to that soon. But people label this the worst episode in the show. I've seen. I typed it in there to get the Wikipedia.
I thought it was. I liked it. Yeah, you know what? I think the Chris stuff was a little bit slow, but I mean the Artie stuff. I mean, I like Artie. Any closing thoughts before we give a rating here?
I mean, when we've seen him at the end basically make this like young couple what he had in the restaurant, so it looks like he's rediscovered his passion. But I like Artie, man. I think every time he's on the screen, he's funny as fuck, and he always delivers. So I'm going to give this episode a 7 out of 10.
I'll get an 8.
You'll get an 8. 7.5 out of 10. Sopranos season 6. I think it's living up to the bill. It's definitely much better than the rest. That's for sure. Till next time. Peace.